Alright, before we get into this review, I have to admit, I have never played a Bethesda game. Not a one. Now I can already hear the angry typing going on in the comment section. You guys read the title, don't at me. Now, as someone who is new to Fallout, I'm approaching this with fresh eyes and not comparing it to any prior installments. Only what I've experienced from the beta and other similar games. So with that out of the way, let's jump right into it. What is happening? Mattmade here, giving you my review of Fallout 76. Now Fallout 76 is a huge departure from the classic Bethesda formula. Instead of being a single player experience with an in-depth story and more side quests you can shake a stick at, Fallout 76 lays out the story in an open world with other players. This both helps and hurts the game, as you can be going about your day and then get attacked out of the blue by another player. Now, you can only be attacked if you're level 5 or higher, so until then you don't have much to worry about. The beta allows you to play through some of the story and get yourself acquainted with the systems and the world. The gameplay is fairly standard, however for some odd reason Bethesda made Y or triangle, whichever platform you're on, jump. This is weird and goes against everything pure and holy. I immediately changed this and was far happier because of it. Like it's 2018, can you not do weird things like this, Bethesda? Everything else is in its proper place, and aside from that initial hiccup and changing my look sensitivity, everything was smooth and tight. When you start the game, you awaken in Vault 76 on Reclamation Day. You then go through learning about the various systems and what has happened to the world. You are also given the resources needed for surviving the first few hours of the game. After you collect all of the items and explore the vault to your heart's content, you are then given your mission and shuffled out of the door. When out in the world, you are free to do anything and everything. This game is a sandbox and you can either follow the main plot or go talk to people for side quests. You aren't locked to any one area and can explore areas that are way over your level. This may well lead to your death, but being given the option is nice. While exploring, you're also able and encouraged to pick up resources you find on the ground. These resources will go a long way to keep you well fed and hydrated. One weird thing is that if you're with a friend or around another player, if they pick up an in-world item, then that item is gone. There's only one instance of that item, and whoever gets to it first gets it. So if you needed some wood or you needed some adhesive or whatever you needed, if it's in the world and someone else picks it up, you've lost it. You can't get that item right now. Speaking of being well fed and hydrated, as this is a survival game, you will need to keep an eye on those meters and be sure to have food and clean water on hand. These bars affect your ability to run and give you other status ailments. This forces you to not only think about the weapons you want to build, but the resources you need in order to stay in good health. The system can be really annoying when starting off, and I'm curious as to why they decided to go this route instead of making it an open world multiplayer game. There have been times where I was searching for better weapons and had to stop in order to look for an animal or some water. It hinders forward progress quite often when you're just starting out and have nothing. Now right out of the gate, you're able to construct a base and operate out of a central location. This allows you to set up things such as weapon stations, water pumps, and crops so that you can efficiently and reliably collect resources to keep yourself healthy. This is really helpful when you have a few friends and can build bases in different locations to teleport around without having to pay. Friends can also use your equipment and build things for their base as well when you're in game. This form of cooperation allows for everyone to contribute and for the lower level players to have some resources and not be left out having to search and scavenge. Regarding the bases, there's something very important. While you're logged into the game, anyone can, and most likely will, screw with your base and try to destroy or steal resources. This has to be the most infuriating thing about the multiplayer aspect of the game. You can be minding your own business, doing a quest, or looking for more blueprints in order to build stuff, and along comes some douchebag who had a bad day and wants to take it out on your base. If you don't have too many defenses set up, you'll have to backtrack or fast travel all the way back just to either kill them or find out that they're way higher level than you, or there are a group of them and somehow have to fight them off. If other players aren't the ones attacking or ransacking your base, then a random horde of enemies will do the job in their place. That was a rhyme, I didn't mean it, I didn't even realize it until I just read it. Whoops. Anyway, you don't know where or how these things got there, but you damn sure have to deal with them. Luckily, you can place turrets, doors, barbed wire, and other defenses to deter and defend against both in your absence. If you build your base up well enough, you may not have to worry about a horde destroying all your crops or your water collectors. But again, the caveat is that you have to have enough resources in order to craft these in the first place. The level system also seems to be a bit odd. While you do have your standard leveling format along with your skill points, you also have perks that you can equip and use in each skill. Depending on the number of points you have in a given skill, you can then add that number of perks to that skill, increasing proficiency in that area. For instance, if you have strength, then you can carry more weapons, you can do more melee damage, various things. It's a rather nice and refreshing mechanic that adds great customization to the game. Even if two characters have the same skill point layout, the characters can differ with the perks that they have equipped. Weapons are dropped by enemies left and right. You'll find yourself with 3 or 4 of the same weapon at one particular time. This helps as you can not only break the weapon down, but you can compare them to see if one does a bit more damage than the other, or if it's more durable than the others. Every piece of equipment in Fallout has a durability meter that you need to pay attention to, or else the equipment will break. This means using a weapon or a piece of armor for a bit, then checking for wear and tear, and making sure you have the proper material so that you can repair it at a base. Again, this survival aspect can become really tiresome and aggravating since you need to pay very close attention to your resources and materials. As with the world of Fallout, everything is irradiated and is given a rad number, right down to the food you eat and the water you drink. This directly affects how much health you have and can recover. The more rat poisoning you have, the less health you can regenerate when you eat or use a stim pack. In order to rid yourself of the rat poisoning, you must use Radaway, which has its own side effects that you need to deal with. Even certain areas of the world give off more radiation. And if you get enough radiation, you get a mutation which can have both positive and negative effects. In order to get rid of those mutations, you have to use Radaway as well, so you have to be very careful about where you go and what you do with the armor you have. There's a lot going on in Fallout 76. So much so that I cannot explain it all in a single, easily digestible video. However, for all of the survival mechanics and the annoyances that brings, the game is fun. Whether that is simply due to the fact that I had people to play with, or that it really reminded me of Borderlands, remains to be seen. However, this is definitely a title that I'll be picking up upon release. Its interesting world and beautiful scenery are a sight to behold, and something that you will need to experience for yourself. Even while slowly dehydrating due to dysentery, like I was on the Oregon Trail, I didn't feel like it hindered or ruined the experience of the game. But what did you think? Did you play the beta? Are you interested in Fallout 76? Will you be picking it up? Let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget, if you're a fan of gaming, consider striking that subscribe button and hitting the bell. This is Mattmade, and I will see you tomorrow.
Wishing that I were never